All right, this is the atom building game for those of you that were not able to be in the room at the time to do this. And so we're just going to build atoms based on putting some particles in here. These are the red ones. Red ones are going to be protons. These are our neutrons. Those are the blue ones. And these are the electrons. Now, remember that the protons and the neutrons are going to go in the nucleus, and the electrons are going to sit in these outside levels. So we're just going to follow along. You'll want to make sure that you have this sheet and have this periodic table open. This periodic table is more important to us for the game because it has on there the mass numbers that we're going to need to look at the nucleus. Now, we'll walk through the first couple here, and then I'll kind of go through and you'll be able to fill along with this as it goes. But we're just going to start by putting a proton into our nucleus. So that's a red one. I got my proton in there, and I'm going to mark on my sheet 1 proton. So I have 1 proton, I have 0 neutrons, I have 0 electrons, and then I have to look to see what element I have. Now, protons always tell us the element, so we look on our periodic table, and that means that we're looking at hydrogen. So I'm going to put in the symbol for my element. Now I got to look to see if the nucleus is stable. And this is where this periodic table comes in handy, is that I look at the numbers at the top, on top there, there's a 1 and a 2. Those are the mass numbers of the stable isotopes. And so 1 is a good mass number, and remember, mass number is the total protons and neutrons, so we're good at 1. So I have a stable nucleus, so I say yes, it's stable. Now, protons are positive charge, electrons are the negative charge. I have a +1 charge because there's no electrons right now. Okay, so the next phase would be to add another particle. So I'm going to add a neutron into this. So I still have 1 proton, I now have 1 neutron, I still have 0 electrons. Because I still only have 1 proton, I'm still hydrogen. I now have 2 particles in here, so that's 1, 2. So the total mass is a 2, and hydrogen works as a 2. So it is stable. And then I look at my charge, and my charge is still going to be a +1. Now, if I wanted to add another element or another particle, I'll add an electron. So I'll go ahead and throw my electron on there. So I have 1 proton, I have 1 neutron, I have 1 electron. I can say I'm still going to be hydrogen because I still only have 1 proton. My nucleus is stable, so I say yes to that. And then my charge now is going to be 0 because my proton and my electron will cancel each other out. Now, if I wanted to, I can keep going with this. So like if I wanted to add in here another proton, okay? I'm now up to 2 protons, 1 neutron, 1 electron. If I go to my elements here, I look and say, well, I'm gonna have 3 here, okay? So, or excuse me, 2 protons. So that's element 2, that's helium. And then I look at my stability. Now, helium is stable if it's a 3 or a 4. I'm 1, 2, 3 particles, so yes, I'm still stable. Okay, and now my charge is back to that +1. Okay, and so I just go ahead and I just keep kind of filling this in as I go. The rest of the video now is going to be kind of, I'm going to put things on it. You'll then make and fill in the rest of this. And we're going to go through all of these. So in other words, we got to get up to 32, and we're currently at 4. So, and let's see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add in an electron. So you can fill that in. I'm going to add a proton. Add an electron. Another electron. Add a neutron. Add a neutron. Add a proton. Add a proton. Add a neutron. Add an electron. Add another electron. Add a proton. Add a neutron. Add a neutron. Add another electron. Another electron. Another neutron. Another proton. Let's do another proton. Do an electron. Let's do one more proton. Electron. Neutron. Neutron. An electron. And an electron. I'm out of marbles, so I guess that's where we get to end the sheet at for this. And if you do have any questions, just ask. Make sure that you take a picture of your completed sheet and post that to Google Classroom, and I'll go through and I'll double check to make sure that you did it right. All right?